Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Montessori. The material I have with me today is the fraction material. It's a material that's often forgotten before the child is ready for fractions. But we have to remember that the fraction material is a sensorial material and it can be offered to the child much before he is ready to work with fractions or before he is ready to understand the abstract concept of fractions. Let's look at the material. It's an inset material, so more or less like a puzzle. We have this circular space with a circular inset that goes into it. And then we have this same circle divided into 2 parts, into 3 parts, equal parts always I should say, into 4 equal parts and into 5 equal parts. And then the material continues because you can have the same circle divided into 6ths, 7ths and so on. So we're talking about fractions. What we see here is this same circle divided into halves, into thirds, into fourths or quarters and into fifths. And for a child, it's so easy to understand that what is a fraction? It's a part of a whole, but a part that is equal to all the other parts. So when we have this whole circle divided into 2 halves, we can see that each of these halves is equal, absolutely equal to the other. Another thing that we can see, which would not be possible if we simply had a circle cut into 2 halves, is that when I take out 1 half, what is visible to me in this circle is the half that remains and the half that is missing. So I see that this is a fraction. What I have left here is 1 part and an equal part has been taken out. And this is clearly visible with all the fractions. I take out a piece. What I have left here is an incomplete whole. It is a fraction. And what I have taken out is another fraction by itself. This is the sensoriality of the material that leads the child to understand the concept of fractions. A fraction is an abstraction that is not easy to understand. But using the material with his hands before he comes to having to learn the concept, this abstract concept, it helps the child immensely because with his hands he has experienced this breaking up of a whole into equal parts. And not only that, he also experiences the equivalencies that are present. For instance, that a half is the same as 2/4 without having to go through the process of addition, without having to think in terms of what is equal to what else. Physically, with his hands, the child finds out this truth and many other truths. We have to remember that when children are working with material, even if they're not ready for the concept, they are preparing themselves for that moment when they will work with that concept, in this case the fractions, which is very abstract, which can be difficult to understand at an abstract level. So, never be afraid to present material to children at a sensorial level, even before they are ready for the idea. Thank you for listening. Bye.